don't get called, go check in with the clerk. You think you should have been called, they'll give you some advice as to when to come back in the courtroom. If you missed a hearing before, you're not going to be on the docket unless you go check in with the clerk. When your name's called, come up to the table to your right, stand there. I'm going to review your file with you as to progress you're making on your court orders. Call the reviews, please.
Jeremy Alexander, Alec R. Berry, Emily Ann Bricker, Jason Collier, James Conley, Denise Faulkner.
Jeremy Alexander is 21-1967, case number. Jeremy Alexander. Okay, he's paid his fines. He hasn't finished his community service. He's not appeared today. He did go to the 3-day school, so. He hasn't done community service since September. So there'll be a benchmark issue for failure here. Alec Berry.
Yes, sure.
Case number 23-957 and 23-292. Some OVI and a leaving the scene. The leaving the scene is actually finished. So on the OVI, you've done all your community service, you're working on your fines, and you've been going to RRS.
He's completed with us, Your Honor.
Okay. Can I get a completion letter? I don't think I have one in the file.
Yes, I'll send you one.
Last one I had is January the 18th, and it wasn't completed at that point. Do you have a payment on your fines today?
Not today. I plan to have them paid off by the end of next month. I've just had a lot of expenses recently.
Okay. Well, that looks like all you got left to do. So by April, sometime in April, you think you can have it completed?
Yeah.
April the 8th. You pay it off by then, and we get the completion letter in, you'll be finished, and you don't have to come back.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. 1 o'clock, April 8th. Emily Bricker, 23601. She's at hometown. I have a report. It's a very good report. You're working, you transitioned off of MAT now, but you still have good screens, and you're in an independent living arrangement. So you've done really well.
Thank you.
You do have some court costs to pay. Can you make any payment on that?
How much is it? How much do I owe?
110 is what I'm sure.
I can pay that today. Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm going to set you out a couple months if you can pay that.
Yeah.
And when we get a completion letter, then we'll be done.
Okay. Sounds good.
So I'll make it April 26th. April 26th will be your next hearing at 9. You've done very well. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Jason Collier.
Your Honor, Jason Collier is running late. He's on his way.
Okay. I'll recall his case later in the docket.
Thank you, Your Honor.
James Conley.
Sir.
2720.
Your Honor, if I may, I have a report on January 26th, Judge Williams ordered Mr. Conley to be here on February 2nd.
you have an explanation on that?
I've got my community service paper here. You told me it's all right to go to Portsmouth and do it, right?
I will accept this, Your Honor, from South County and Michelle.
Okay,
And he has done 10 hours there.
all right, so you still have some more to do. Are you making any payment on your fines today?
I can't yet. How much is left on that?
It looks like $365.
I'll do 150 today.
Okay, see the clerk to make your payment.
Can I schedule that out for a couple months, Your Honor? There's a few hours, like there's still 20 some hours of community service left?
38 is what I'm
Is
sure.
there 38 left?
Yes, you had 48 total. You
All
got
right.
10.
Turned in 10.
I'm not great at math, but I think that's
Yeah,
going to be
that
38.
should be, right?
So here's what I'll do. I'll let you appear by teleconference. You have access to a laptop or a smartphone?
Yeah,
And you're living inside the county?
yes, sir.
You can appear by teleconference.
All right.
I'll set the next hearing. April 1st, 9 a.m. And you can get the login information from Mr. Major, or I guess you can get it from the website. 9 a.m. on April 1st is the next hearing. Go see the clerk, and they can get it to you at the clerk's office too.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Denise Faulkner is 211532. She's at Hometown Recovery.
She was completed.
Okay, just consider this a letter of completion. That finishes her up. So her case will be marked as completed because that was all she had to do was finish treatment. Case is completed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you for the report.
Jonathan Harr, Elizabeth Hoffman Howard, Shannon Lewis, Edward McCoy, Brandon Miller.
Jonathan Hart,
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
16926.
Your Honor, if I may, I have a note that says Jonathan Hart was ordered to do 2 days by Judge Cummings on January 26th, and he has not done any community service.
Do you have any community service to turn in?
No, not at this time, Your Honor.
Why
If I could,
why not?
I've been in the process of moving to Garrison, Kentucky from Portsmouth. I've been getting moved and stuff. I've had a lot going on. If you could give me a little bit more time, I'll get it all knocked out.
Okay, this time I'm going to order you into custody, and I'll consider what to do with you toward the end of the docket. He's going to be locked up for now. Elizabeth Hoffman Howard is not here. Okay, she called in that she was sick today. I'll continue it for a week to March the 4th. Shannon Lewis.
Sir.
Can I approach you on?
Yes. 23,427. Thank you. Lewis is at Bethesda.
He is, Your Honor. He's compliant, employee, doing very well.
It's a very good report.
I did my community service, but the paper that I got from the Ironton Food Pantry, they said it had to have their letterhead on it, on the top of it. I gotta get it changed.
Okay. Get that in, your still showing community service due. What about your fine? Do you have any payment?
I'll pay 40 on today.
Okay. See the clerk. Get your proof of community service in. I'll set your next hearing for April the 8th, 9 a.m. Edward McCoy.
Yes.
2328. I got a report from RRG that looks like you've been compliant with that, so I'm going to consider your case completed. Mr. McCoy, congratulations.
All right. I ain't complete, I still got probation left.
You're finished. Brandon Miller is appearing by teleconference.
Yes.
All right, and where are you, Mr. Miller?
Where am I?
Yes, sir.
I'm home in Columbus.
Okay. This is case number 23-184. It's an OBI case. And you still have fines. What about community service? Have you done any of your community service?
Still working on the community service, and I made an online payment for $50 earlier this morning.
Okay, you did do the 3-day driver intervention program, I'm showing. So you ordered to do some community service?
Your Honor, if I may, Mr. Miller was ordered on January 19th to do 2 days before his next hearing. He has not showed up.
And he hasn't got any done. So I'm going to order you to appear, so next time you got to appear in person and have community service with you. So,
Okay.
March 22nd is going to be your next hearing. You're to appear in person at that time with community service.
March 22nd, okay.
9 a.m., March 22nd.
Okay.
Okay, that's all.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, that finishes the reviews that we have, other than there was one to be called back and 2 to be called back. We're going to start the arraignments next. That's the new cases. If you think you didn't get called or were supposed to, go check in with the clerk. That's to the right, not the lobby. When your name's called, come up to the table to your right, stand there. I'm going to go over the charges with you. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to make any statements. If you choose to make statements, it's all on the record. Just wait till I get finished and you can move around. People need to listen to this. You have a right to remain silent. If you choose to make statements, it can be used against you. What you say is on the record, it's being recorded. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one, to have bail, to make the state prove any charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. If you enter a guilty plea or a no contest plea, you're waiving those rights. If you're not sure of what to do, if you want to talk to a lawyer, or if you want a trial on your case, for any of those reasons, you need to enter a not guilty plea. Not guilty is the safest plea you can enter. You can always change your plea later. But don't enter a guilty plea because you want to get things over with. That's not a good reason to enter a guilty plea. Call the first case.
State of Ohio versus Rose Ashworth, case number CRB 23334.
And you're Rose Ashworth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, it looks like you failed to appear for a hearing on July 24th for a trial. You got a warrant and then you got arrested on that and had to post a bond.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that right? So how do you want to proceed on your case now?
Not guilty.
Okay, you have a bond up now, so if you don't show up now, the bail bond is going to come and fetch you to the jail. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor. I had
Okay.
no idea there was even a court date that I missed.
Well, you would have been told at your arraignment that it was set for trial on July 24th at noon. You didn't show up for the hearing, and then you got a warrant when you didn't show up.
Right. I had no idea that when I left here that day, that there was anything else I had to do. I thought I was going to be thrown out of court, honestly.
Well, it looks like you were sadly mistaken about that.
Yes, I was.
So let me set the record straight now. You entered a not guilty plea and it was set for a trial. I'm gonna set it for another trial. If you don't show up, what's gonna happen now is it won't take as long for you to get nabbed because, I mean, let's be honest about it. On these misdemeanor cases, if you don't show up and I issue a warrant, unfortunately, the sheriff won't drop everything and go look for people on misdemeanor cases. They just wait till you have police contact and then they arrest you. But the bail bondsman's a different animal because he owes $2,500 to the court if you don't show up. He doesn't like to pay $2,500 to the court, so he will go
I know you'd be here this
everything
time.
upside down to find you. So you understand? He'll come and get you within days of not appearing, so you have to show up. So I'm going to set it for a trial. Are you working then? Does it matter if it's a Monday or a Friday?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, let's find a day. It makes sense. Mr. Smith, would you, if you want to speak, please go outside.
Yeah, I apologize.
I'm going to set it for the 15th of March. And I'm going to set it at noon for a trial. So you're clear about what you got to do. You got to be here at noon on March the 15th for a trial. If you've got witnesses that you want to testify, you can ask them to be here. You can actually compel them to be here if you want. You have to go to the clerk and ask for a subpoena to be served on them, and then they have to come. And I know apparently you're not being represented by a lawyer. You're going to represent yourself.
Yes.
Okay. All right, March the 15th at noon for trials, your next hearing.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Robert Womack, case number CRB 2484.
Are you Robert Womack the second?
Yes, sir.
And you are Robert Womack?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Womack, it's alleged that on February the 15th of this year, in Fayette Township, you knowingly caused Heather Hale to believe you would cause serious physical harm to either her person or property. That is an aggravated menacing charge. It's a first-degree misdemeanor, carries a maximum penalty of 6 months in jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand this charge?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Do you understand the rights I explained the defendant have?
Absolutely, sir.
How do you wish to plead to this charge?
I plead not guilty, sir.
Do you wish to be considered for a court-appointed lawyer?
I do.
Are you working?
Yes, Your Honor.
What do you do?
Construction.
Are you paid by the hour?
Yes, sir.
How much per hour?
I make about $400 a week, sir.
How much per hour?
I just get paid up $100 a day.
Okay. Do you have people dependent on your income?
I do.
And who would that be?
Right now, my significant there is out of work.
And I take it that is Ms. Hale?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Smith, I'm going to appoint you to represent Mr. Womack. Yes, sir. Does Ms. Hale want, I'm going to take it since she's been with him, she probably doesn't want a protection order.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yes.
That's correct, ma'am. You don't want him ordered to stay away from you.
Correct.
Okay, so not guilty plea is entered. He has a bond up, so that bond is continued. We'll need to set a pretrial.
I'm here any day in March except March 22nd, so one day I'm not available next month.
About the 15th,
I'm here.
March the 15th, we'll need the pretrial, 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Brittany Tolbert, case number CRB 23767.
Ma'am, you're Brittany Tolbert.
Yes, sir.
This is a theft offense. It's alleged that at Fayette Township, December 1st, 2023, you previously deprived Candy Green of property being $100 in cash from a Walmart cash register. That's a first-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to this?
Not guilty.
You want a lawyer appointed to represent you?
Yes, please.
Are you working?
Yeah, I work at St. Mary's in their billing department.
Are you paid, how much are you paid? You paid by the hour?
Yeah,
How much per hour?
15.
Do you have dependents?
I have 2 children that solely depend on me.
Okay. You're eligible for court-appointed counsel, then I'll appoint Mr. Stratton.
Hi.
Not guilty plea is entered for Ms. Tolbert.
Did you post the bond? Okay. Sorry, Josh.
I never got arrested. I just
She can
work.
sign a signature bond. I don't think she's supposed to bond. $1,500 signature bond. Not guilty plea is entered.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Your Honor, we're good except for the week of March 11th.
Okay, how about the 22nd, March 22nd?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
March 22nd will be the next hearing. It'll be a pre-trial at 10 a.m.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you so much.
We'll step outside.
Okay. State of Ohio recalls Jason Collier, case number CRB 22275, CRA 22222, CRB 22271, CRB 21885, A and B.
All right, this was a review hearing. Mr. Collier's here now. I have a report from RRS.
You gotta be here on time.
And it looks like it's a good report, but it doesn't say it's finished, so there's
It's not finished, Your Honor.
still things to work on. So I'll set your next hearing for March 29th. March 29, 9 o'clock will be his next hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Melanie M. Neese, case number CRB 131147, CRB 101104, CRB 081315.
You're Melanie Neese?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Neese, it looks like you had a hearing on February 2nd for a
Yes.
review that you didn't make it in for, is that right?
Right, I called and said I wasn't going to be able to make it in. I had just got out of the hospital.
Okay, how are you doing now?
Okay.
And it looks like you have fines still left to pay.
Yes.
Can you make a payment on any of your fines?
I
You didn't
did.
make a payment?
Yes.
All right, March 29th will be your next hearing, 9 o'clock. I'll withdraw the warrant. There has been a warrant issue, will be withdrawn.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Charles Booth, case number CRA 23145, CRC 144350, CRD 144393, and B.
Charles Booth is Mr. Morford's client. And it looks like there was a hearing on January the 19th that you didn't appear for. So I want you to speak with Mr. Morford's on the docket today.
He is on the docket.
Okay, you need to speak with your lawyer and then it'll be recalled. Is Mr. Morford here? Yeah.
I have not seen him, Your Honor.
Okay, just have a seat. When he arrives, we need to talk to him, then we'll recall. Ms. Dement, would you
Thank you,
approach the
Your Honor.
bench, please?
What is it?
Would you approach, please?
Yes.
Sit down. One girl that we talked to a week ago, last Tuesday. She's on Johnson Barnes. She's not injured. Haley Earl. She's 23, got 3 kids. And that's the third. And she was on top of it. She's supposed to be. Is Haley Early here today? Haley Early. Thank you.
We're ready to start some pretrial charges.
Okay, we're ready for the pretrial docket now. She is.
State of Ohio versus Todd Daniels, case number CRB 23693. It's Mr. Thompson's case.
It's Mr. Thompson's case set for a pretrial. Todd Daniels.
What do we have here? Hold on, buddy. Is this for the judge? Did 31 days of Harbor Ridge. Or Harmony. The judge's got this, right? I'd like copies, please. I did 31 days inpatient. Is that since we were here last? Yup. How'd that go with that? What do you mean? You were inpatient. I took myself there. Okay.
Is that through Pathways?
No,
Was it Pathways?
they weren't doing anything for me. They were talking about college football and weather.
Two of my favorite subjects.
It took like 10 minutes of a session there, never talked about recovery, so I went to Harmony Ridge. Did 31 days.
I have a report from Pathways December 12th saying he's going to be doing 10 outpatient counseling sessions.
Yeah, they weren't effective at all.
May we approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thanks.
Michelle Anderson.
You want to try to call? Can you get a reason? Yes. All right, we're going to recall this case later in the docket.
What's wrong? So they're gonna call her.
City of Ohio versus Zachary R. Dement, case number CRB 23101, CRB 22553, CRB 22556, CRD 222057, A, B, and C. Zachary Dement.
All right, and he was ordered to Shawnee. Is he still there?
He is.
Reluctantly?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought that he wasn't supposed to show in person.
This is fine, as long as this was a hearing set just to make sure he's doing what he's supposed to, so.
Yeah, so when I told him what you said to tell him, he basically said, all right, that sounds awesome. And that was all he said.
Okay,
So-
well, that's better than sometimes
Yes.
the reaction to what I say.
Yes.
So, let's continue it out a little bit, and we'll keep monitoring how he's doing, so. You prefer Mondays, March the 18th?
Thank you.
It's a Monday.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Pre-trial, March the 18th.
State of Ohio versus Sean Ratcliffe, case number CRB 23730.
Okay, so where are we at? So I get hold of you. Let me see.
It's Mr. Thompson's case set for pre-trial.
I never was. I don't know what they're thinking.
We got a good report.
I had a note about restoring hope. I don't know if that's where he went or what.
No, the person-
Down about restoring hope.
No, the person I gave a ride to go get this stuff, what this is all about, that's where they was. Restoring Hope has nothing to do with me. At all.
Your Honor, oh, that was the complaint party. Looks like.
Yeah.
Sure.
We filed for discovery, Your Honor, and still don't have it, so it'd be nice to see that.
Okay.
Make it, I think there's a video available now, so we can make it a short period of time.
Oh, I see. Okay, I get it now. That was somebody else that went in the building. It was him that gave him a ride. Yeah, that's not.
How long do you need to respond to discovery, Mr. Chairman?
We should be able to do it in just a matter of no more than 2 days.
I didn't hear the last.
He said a couple days.
We could get
You want to come back in a week then, March 4th? Are you available then, Mr. Thompson?
If they have a way of getting that video to me. Can we
We've
do
got it
2
right here.
weeks? That's good. What week?
March 4th? March 4th will be the next hearing, pre-trial at 10 o'clock.
Okay, call me. Yeah, my number right here. Okay, call me this week. Okay, all right.
State of Ohio versus Logan E. Roberts, case number TRC 23-1806, A. Mr. McCown, case
My number, 818.
All right, Mr. McCown, security teleconference.
360.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Okay. Sure.
Logan Roberts case.
Your Honor, you indicated he didn't need to be present. I don't believe he may be.
I don't let's see, I did make a note that you did do by teleconference. This is on, we have motions pending, or?
Yes, Your Honor, I filed the motion to suppress. It's actually set for next Monday. The court had requested that we pre-try the motion today.
Your Honor, I have reviewed Mr. McCown's motion and also the evidence, and I believe that there are some things that probably are worthy of further discussion as far as the state's ability to prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt. And so what I would suggest, and I think Mr. McCown might be agreeable, is to convert the hearing next Monday into a pretrial, if we may, and we can have a discussion with the court.
Mr. McCown.
Your Honor, that will be fine for us. There are some significant issues in this, and it was one of those that you alleged some a fairly extensive couple things in our motion. We had also, I think, the last pre-trial agreed to bifurcate this between the fact-based SFST aspect and the machine-based, because this is one where two tests were administered, where the rep machine was, it did not return a result, the first one, because it was out of range with the two samples. So there's a whole bunch of things with this, and that the court would say for some time.
Okay, I had set this for March 4th at noon, thinking it would be an evidentiary hearing. I could move it to 10, or we could keep it at noon. What would you prefer?
We could, I'll talk to my client. I do know I'm down there on multiple other pre-trials that day, some of which my clients are be there and some not. So if we could move it to 10, that would be better.
I'll change it to a pre-trial, March the 4th at 10 a.m. Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Robert Gilbert, case number CRB 23567, A and B.
Oh, I got it.
This is Mr. Holt's case set for pretrial.
Yeah.
Your Honor, Mr. Gilbert has the ability to pay court costs today.
No, not today.
Not today?
It'll be next week.
Okay. Next week, excuse me.
I got a report from Pat that says he's going to continue on with Shawnee because they're more convenient for him to get to.
Yes, Your Honor. I think this is something that's going to be ongoing for I would think, prolonged into the future. So we discussed that with Mr. Hill. There's been no further problems. We would, I know that it was contingent paying of court costs, and he can do that next week. So, Your Honor, we'd ask that if the state's okay with our recommendation, would be to just set it out for a pretrial like normal. If Mr. Gilbert's able to pay that, we'd ask for a dismissal.
Mr. Gill?
We agree with that, Your Honor. There have been no further problems reported, and we do believe that this is something that Mr. Gilbert's going to need to attend to even after the case is over for his own benefit. We do want him to pay his court costs. So,
when are you next back on court schedule?
The 18th, Your Honor, would that work? That should give him, and we ask that
He doesn't have to, as long as he's paid the cost for them, he doesn't have to. Write that down. If he hasn't paid them, he needs to show up.
28.
March
So we
18th.
dismiss the cost of pay without an appearance. He hasn't paid, he needs to.
More time.
Yeah, but just come in and pay it. You don't have to come.
Okay.
Pay it when- Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Matthew Russell, Case number CRV 17979 A and B, CRV 173254.
This is Mr. Halt's case set for pretrial.
I tried to call somebody, but
Your Honor, I have not had the chance to meet with Mr. Russell or discuss the matter with Mr. Hill. Part of that would be because my person in the office has been out with COVID this week. So we would ask for a continuance to give me a chance to meet with Mr. Russell.
You want the 18th?
That would work, Your Honor.
All right, defendant's request, case is continued to March 18th for another pretrial at 10 o'clock.
He's March 18th?
Yes.
March 18th, yes, sir.
What time?
10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus Travis R. Valero, case number CRV 23435.
Wait, yeah.
Like that one?
Yeah. Your Honor, this was another matter of a continuance. If court costs were paid, Mr. Valero did not have to attend. I'm not sure if court costs showed paid or
I'm
not.
not showing they've been paid. As long as there was no problems and he paid the cost, he didn't have to appear, but I'm not showing the cost were paid.
I can get a hold of him, Your Honor, if we call this back up.
You want to recall this?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, will you recall later in the docket?
State of Ohio versus Alan R. Dennison, case number CRV 2455. Alan R. Dennison.
This is Mr. Steyer's case.
Sherry Dennison.
Mr. Dennison was supposed to be going to treatment at the Veterans.
Yes, Your Honor, Mrs. Dennison has texted me and said that he is there. I went ahead and sent Amanda Rayburn a text asking her to confirm that. I haven't heard back. Well, I've heard back. She said it was going to be half an hour or so before she could give me the information. I haven't gotten the information yet, but I don't have any reason to think he's not there at the VA.
You want to recall it, or Mr. Hill, or you want to trust that he is?
Dennison's at the hospital.
Yes, VA.
We got a call from probably Amanda Rayburn, somebody at the VA hospital that said that Mr. Dennison is at the VA hospital.
Okay, very good.
Then at this point, I would like to just continue the matter. I think their programs tend to be in the 30-day range, so I think it can go out roughly a month, come back maybe April 5th or 8th.
State's agreeable with that?
Yes, Your Honor, with a time waiver.
And we would provide that.
Okay, April the 5th will be the next hearing at defendant's request. 3 times, 10 o'clock.
Oh, thank you.
State of Ohio versus Melissa Dempsey, case number TRC 211042, CRV 21291.
Melissa Dempsey is here.
Oh.
Is Mr. Thompson your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Thompson.
Okay.
Have you had a chance to talk with?
Yes, she can't afford the 3-day school. She has her license back, so she would like to do the jail time.
All right.
And she's here to report, correct?
You look at her judgment entry. Well, the thing is, her her judgment entry says it's 20 days in jail or the 3-day school.
Oh, I mean, you just said the DUI school last court date and the probation, he told me you have to do a 3-day school or 3 days in jail, so.
Well, that's what the state statute says, you have to do one or the other, but I sentenced you to 20 days in jail, suspended it if you would do the 3-day school. So you got a 20-day jail sentence looking at you, or three days at the treatment firm.
With credit for, she was in there for, I think, 5 days before. So,
Possibly.
I'll just talk to the guy I work with and do the school, because I'm not staying up here.
Well, that's the whole idea, I'd rather you go to the treatment facility than go to jail.
how long can we give her to do that, Your Honor?
Well, my court date's April.
Well, let's see, when was her next, she's got a failure, does she have a failure to appear, or?
That's, the bondsman came and got me. Yeah, I can't remember, April 5th or something was my next court date. You told me to get it done by then, but I was just going to try to do the jail time.
Yeah, I removed your ankle monitor on February
Yes, sir.
12th. What she's showing is the next,
Yeah.
April 15th? Okay, we'll just keep that. April 15 will be your next hearing, and that's going to be a sentencing.
Okay.
Because you got a bond
Get it
up.
done before, can I come back to court before?
Okay, so that gives you a couple months to get stuff done.
If she gets it done, is that the last thing that is on the list of to
You
do?
got community service and bonds to pay.
No, I've already done all that.
Your Honor, I believe that is correct. I believe
Okay.
she's completed all that.
All
I'm
right.
just saying, can I come back to court? I was just, if I finish early, like before that court date, can I come back, get on the docket before then, before the
Yes.
15th? Okay.
Yes.
I'm just trying to go back to Alabama.
Well, if you finish everything, you won't have to come back for the next hearing. Just confirm, I need an update, because they give me an update, and it hasn't been updated as
Well, you come in there and
service and funds. That I do see where you've made payments.
Your Honor, I
Okay.
believe she was on sentence.
Make
She was
sure
on the
they-
area of Alabama to pick up.
Right. Okay. Once you get it finished, then you can leave anytime, but you gotta come back for a court.
Yeah, no. All right, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Charles Booth, it's Mr. Norfolk's case. Case number CRA 23-145, TRC 14-43-50, PRD 14-43-93, as submitted.
Need Mr. Morford. See in the courtroom, this is Charles Booth. Have you had a chance to talk to Mr. Booth?
Yes, I have, Judge.
Okay. This was, from my records, set for a preliminary hearing on January the 19th, where it's supposed to didn't appear.
He did not, Judge. I believe that was shortly after he graduated from Bethesda. And he didn't immediately go to OBP. He got out and was working for some period of time, and then he ended up at OBP, which is where he is now, inpatient, scheduled to graduate the third week of March.
Oh, he's inpatient with OVP?
Yeah, what happened was I graduated in December from Bethesda, and I went on to get my own place, and I was doing fine there for a while, and then here for the last week, I relapsed, and so I brought my own self into OVP there.
Okay, well, sounds like a good choice.
But the reason being why it happened like that, Mr. Judge, is the way they have their MAT set up, you have to go to so many groups a week in outpatient in order to keep the Suboxone, and that's what I was on. And with my job, I wasn't able to maintain coming to that many groups a week, so it resorted to me not having my Suboxone, and it just kind of unraveled from there, but I caught myself.
Okay, so how are we gonna take care of that in the future? You're an inpatient now, so it's not a problem.
No.
What's gonna happen when you finish inpatient? We're gonna have to have a plan.
Yeah, well, I got rid of my apartment. I went ahead and my mom moved my stuff out of there, and I'm moving back into hers. her place on Buffalo Creek. And I got a hold of them when I come in, I asked them about my MAT, about my Suboxone, and they told me that I could finish it on 20th Street and go through them, and it ain't that many groups, so I can keep my job too, because I still have my job right now.
Okay. You agree with that, Mr. Mann?
Yes, he is due to complete our program on March 20th, and we will set him up to follow up with outpatient in Huntington.
Okay. Mr. Hill, do you have any input on this?
We're in agreement with that, Your Honor.
Okay. Did you say March 20th is when he's going to
Yes.
finish up? Are you going to be able to keep your job?
Yeah, I've already talked to him. It's at Wagner's Tree Experts.
Okay. That's a Wednesday. Okay, why don't we come back on the 22nd then?
Okay.
He should be out of the program and transitioning to outpatient then. We'll see where we're going.
Last time I was in here, there was something, a mix-up with my community service. Did they ever get that?
I'm showing you've completed it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, March 22nd is your next hearing, the preliminary hearing on 23-145 and pretrial reviews on 14-4350, 14-4393.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Travis L. Black, case number CRB 23-743.
It's Mr. Morford's case set for pretrial. I did see some message from the court clinic that came through recently.
Yes, Your Honor, I believe they're gathering some records.
Yes, I have it in the file. He's been back to see them recently. They're working on getting records and then said they should have us a report by March 1st. So we're going to reschedule it for shortly after that time frame.
Please.
Why don't we make it the 8th, give them a little cushion to get the report to us. March the 8th, Mr. Morford?
Yes, Judge, I'm fine.
All right, March the 8th for pretrial, 10 o'clock.
Sounds good, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Melissa Snell, case number CRA 23-224, A and B.
This is Mr. Morford's case. It's a preliminary hearing. This is at Hometown Recovery.
Yes, I graduated from Cardinal. I'm in the sober living at hometown.
Okay, it looks like there's still things you're working on there, but you're making progress and you're going for a job interview today, is that right?
Orientation.
Or orientation?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
I've got the job. I've done
Okay,
like,
you're already hired, they're just gonna train you or get you started on that?
well, what I done was I've had to take tests for the CNA. And then also I had to sit underneath the senior aid for 16 hours. So I've already completed that part. So now I'm ready to actually get out there.
Is she compliant with QRT?
Yes.
All right, very good.
Do you have a report, Judge, from hometown?
I do. So I don't know if the state wants to continue to monitor this or how you want to proceed.
We would want to continue to monitor it as is.
Okay. You're doing really well. Why don't we give you a couple months before we come back? So give you some leeway. Just keep doing what you're supposed to and come back and you can get this case probably dismissed at some point. So let's look in April. April 26th?
I'm free then, Judge.
April 26th will be your next hearing. Good job, Ms. Snell.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Stephen Stapleton Jr., number CRB 23428.
This is Mr. Morford's case, pre-trial. He is Shawnee.
I didn't bring a paper this time, but I'm going in at 4 o'clock to do a session.
I'm sorry, I'm doing it at 4 o'clock.
I gotta do an anger management session at 4 o'clock today, but I didn't bring a paper.
Judge, he has an anger management session scheduled, for 4 o'clock this evening. He doesn't have a report with him.
All right, Mr. Heel. I know he's at Shawnee, and it's hard to wrangle reports out of him. I do have one from January, but I don't obviously have anything this month.
And Mr. Stapleton's been very good about being able to get us reports leading up to today, so, and we've had nothing but good reports from him. So we'd like to get one last report. I don't know whether that can be accomplished today or whether he need to come back.
Mr. Moore.
Can you call him?
Well, he's not going to end until 4.
I can try, but I can't promise he'll answer his phone.
He's not too optimistic, Judge, he can get a report today.
Why don't we just set it out into April, then he can get us, hopefully get a final report, and he can get his case wrapped up then. April 12th?
That's good to hear, Your Honor.
April 12th. Please try to bring a report with you.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Nicole Cosner, case number CRB 2450 A and B.
All right, Nicole Cosner hasn't shown up for treatment, and looks like she has a warrant outstanding too, so.
Yes, she has also have she has a common police case this Wednesday.
Okay. I'm going to make a prediction she doesn't show up for that either. All right, there'll be a bench warrant issued today for failure to leave treatment. And her bond is an OR bond, so bench warrant will be issued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Glenn Gibson Jr., case number CRB 10-1078, TRC 10-2432.
This is an old case, set for pre-trial. And you have an attorney now, Mr. Gibson?
Yes, I did. I was in here with him.
Davenport?
Yes, sir.
He was a community service center.
Okay. Was Mr. Davenport hired or appointed to the?
I hired him.
Okay.
Your Honor.
But he hasn't been in this court for quite a while, so I don't know, do you still have communication with him? Or?
I went to talk to him. I tried to get a hold of him over the weekend because I knew this was my court date. And I got a hold of him this morning, and he's in court right now somewhere. That's all he told me.
Was he with you in court just recently?
Excuse me?
Was he here with you just recently?
Yes, he was.
I
He
thought
was here on the
so.
2nd?
Yes.
February 2nd was your last hearing. Right? Well, how do you want to proceed, sir? You've got quite a bit left. Do you want to reschedule when he can be here?
I don't know how to answer this. I thought,
Okay, Mr. Davenport has called and said he was coming today.
Oh, okay. Well, good. We'll just.
He said he was coming from Ironton, so.
We'll hold off. When he gets here, then we'll recall him.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Joseph E. Green, case number TRC 24-151, A, B, C, D, and E.
Okay, this is actually an arraignment hearing. No, it was an arraignment on January 26th, so this is a pretrial for that.
Your Honor?
Okay, so, Mr. Green, do you have an attorney, sir?
No, Your Honor, I misunderstood you the last time I was here. You asked me how much I made and all that, and you told me I didn't qualify for a court-appointed attorney. But when you asked me if I had dependents, I do. I actually live with my girlfriend, and we have 3 kids that we take care of. And I misunderstood you, and I didn't understand what you was asking.
Are those your kids or somebody else's?
Her kids.
Okay.
But I help take care of them. I can't afford a I can't afford a lawyer, so.
Where do you work?
Divine Intervention. It's in
Is that
Ironton.
treatment program?
No, it's DODD, taking care of like mentally handicapped people.
Are you paid by the hour?
Yes, sir. $15 an hour.
How many hours a week?
About 30.
Okay, you're eligible then. You'll need to fill out an affidavit to verify that.
Okay.
Mr. Thompson, I'll appoint you. He's already entered a not guilty plea. This was the first pretrial. The main charge is an ODI. March 18th, are you available then? Next hearing is March 18 for pretrial at 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Todd Daniels, case number CRB 23693.
Mr. Thompson's case.
Just reading through the documents that he brought, he's actually in sober living right now, so he's kind of got a full-blown schedule that he's had the residential for a month.
Is that through the Harmony Ridge?
They sent me there, yes, sir.
So the prosecution has asked for a more detailed report.
Okay.
So if we could go out 1 week and come back.
So you want to come back March 4th?
Please.
All right, March the 4th will be the next hearing. And I would suggest the prosecutor try to get a hold of the complaining party and get their input by then too.
We will. We tried this morning and didn't get an answer. But
All right.
Keep trying.
March 4th at 10 o'clock will be the next hearing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Got it?
State of Ohio versus Dustin W. Townsend, case number CRA 2461.
This is Mr. Smith's case. Set for appointment. It's my notes that Children's Services were also involved in this matter.
That is correct, Your Honor.
They're essentially done with me, they're just waiting to.
Well, are you going to waive to the grand jury?
I'm sorry.
I just got a report on Mr. Daniels, who just left from Pathway, saying he's not doing what he's supposed to.
Is he still here? Is he going to bring it back in?
I'm going to just send it to council so you can go see it. Or course, he said he's going to another facility, but I think it's some concern, things they mentioned.
Patient same address. Okay, because I'll send you a letter to that address.
Judge, in speaking with Mr. Hill, they intend to take this matter to the grand jury. Given that discussion, he would rather waive to the grand jury than have the case not.
All right, Mr. Townsend, you're going to be signing a document that says you're giving up your right to a probable cause hearing in this court, agreeing that it can be presented to the grand jury. Do you understand that?
Not entirely, I'm just not familiar with the whole.
Let me give you a more complete
Yeah.
explanation. So what, when you're charged with a felony, that's the more serious criminal charges. So that's considered so serious that your fellow citizens have to look at it. You've probably heard of the grand jury. That's what the grand jury does. They look at these cases. They meet in secret, and they hear only one side, but they say, yes, we think this case should go on and be charged. That's called an indictment. So the grand jury isn't sitting all the time, so I do a similar thing called a preliminary hearing where I look at it and say, well, should this case go to the grand jury or should it not? So you're waiving that right to have a hearing and agreeing that it will go to the grand jury by signing the document Mr. Smith is going to present to you.
Your Honor, did Mr. Townsend post a bond previously, or was it an OR bond?
OR, 2,500 OR.
We'd ask that bond, he showed up today.
Yeah, we're not opposed to
transfer.
So the advantage that you get here is that you're going to keep your bond, because if they were just going to nolly it to the grand jury and dismiss it, so you'd lose your bond. This way you've got a signature bond up. There's no better bond than that. All you have to do is sign your signature to guarantee you are going to come to court. Now here's the rub on that. And it just is what it is. If you get indicted, Mr. Smith may or may not be your lawyer. It's about a 50-50 chance that he's going to be your lawyer once you go to common pleas. So he may not even know that you got indicted.
Right, so I might get a new lawyer entirely.
And they may try to send you notice. Are you still at County Road 15?
Yes, sir.
So here's what I would do if I was in your shoes. Do you have access to a computer? Or a smartphone?
Yes, sir. Yes.
The clerk at the Common Police Court has a website, and they're going to post when you get indicted. I would check that every day.
Okay.
Then if I get indicted, I will call the court and say, I want to show up. You just tell me what day you want me to be there, and I'm going to be there. That way you get to preserve your bond.
Okay.
If something happens, they can't find you or whatever, they're going to issue a warrant for you, and then you'll may have to post a new bond.
Right.
And you lose that signature bond.
Right. Now, he did mention that they would most likely send a letter to my house, right?
Yeah, so you got to be on guard and look for that. And if you check the website, then you're going to know whether it's out there or not.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and accept your waiver of the preliminary hearing. That means your case is going on to the grand jury for sure.
Okay. You're good to go. Oh, all right, thank you.
State of Ohio versus Jason L. Turner, case number CRA 23638, TRD 231050, A and B.
This is Mr. Smith's case.
Pressure on her.
Yes, he's at RRS. Okay, it's a great report, sir.
We'd like to keep it here, Judge, if possible, and come back and see how he's doing. He's certainly starting off well.
Yes, he's doing very well, Your Honor.
Mr. Gill?
We're willing to do that, Your Honor.
Okay, and I know you've got an ankle monitor now, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's get one more good report and I'll take the monitor off.
Yes, sir.
Now, hopefully I'm not going to be wrong about this. I've been wrong before. I'm not perfect. I make bad decisions sometimes.
Me too.
But don't disappoint me on this because it's actually not going to hurt me. It's going to hurt you. If you mess up after I take the ankle monitor off, your case is likely to go on to the common pleas court, and then you take the risk of going to prison. Just keep doing what you're doing, and you can take going to prison totally off the table. That's what you want to do, right?
Sir, yeah.
Okay, keep doing what you're doing. I'll remove the ankle monitor if you're doing as well in a month. I want to be convinced that you can keep doing this without the ankle monitor on. So let's come back.
I could do the 29th, 29th is good.
29th.
That's a month, yes.
March 29th for preliminary hearing. And pre-trial, he's got a misdemeanor too.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank
good
you,
job.
Judge.
Keep it up.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Roger.
State of Ohio recalls Travis R. Valero, case number CRB 23435. Your Honor.
Okay, costs have been paid on Mr. Valera. No appearance required. If there's no further problems, the case would be dismissed. I have to look to the prosecutor for that information, whether there's problems. I have this Mr. Holt's case. He's still here. Oh, okay.
We discussed earlier, there's no problems with
Is there a question? I'm sorry.
Looking for Mr. Holt.
Oh.
Okay. Costs have been paid.
Sorry, I was paying the court costs for Mr. Valera.
We don't want to stop anybody that's paying money to the court. State still willing to dismiss at this point?
Yes, Your Honor.
Case will be dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Todd Daniels, case number CRB 23693.
All right, very good. We got a negative screen, so good. I shared the report. After he walked out the door, I got a report from Pathways that I shared with council. So we'll stick with the schedule.
Pathways was doing nothing for me at all. Nothing.
All right, March the 4th is the next hearing.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Christopher R. Hale, case number CRA 23424, CRB 2487, CRB 1964.
Mr. Stiers' case, preliminary hearing.
Yeah, I got your file.
Yeah, I've got the book ones. I've got them ready to pay today.
Well, hang on. Are you with
RRS?
RRS?
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Your Honor, Mr. Hill had a little bit of a setback, and I put him back in residential treatment.
Okay, he's back in inpatient?
Yes.
Okay. I think that's appropriate.
I was gonna say, it looked like we did have a slip up, but also that he took the appropriate steps to remedy that.
He
So,
did.
I would ask the state to consider maintaining the case here and setting it back in a town the court deems appropriate.
I also have the money, I had fines to pay. I also have those, I have that, I tried to pay it when I came in, but they said that my file was already up here.
Yeah, he'll have to make that payment once the court sends the file back to the clerk's office.
And I'm also getting a schedule at work that will allow me to do my community service. I've been at Wendy's now for a few months, and they're going to work with me on that. I apologize for the relapse. Honestly, I just had a bit of a breakdown and made a selfish decision. And I was honest, I told me and my parole officer talked about it, and he recommended me to treatment again. So I went with that, and I met with Bobby and them, and they recommended me to go back to the inpatient, so I did. And I kept my job. I'm still working. I'm up to about 30 hours a week now. It's been progressing. You know, I should hit 40 here soon. But they're going to allow me to get days off during the weekday so I can get my community service done as well.
Okay, well, you touched on something that I was gonna bring up, but you got some old cases where you got still obligations to the court.
Yes, I have those fines today to pay. I have the money for them.
Okay. And the clerk about that, what's the state's position on that?
Well, we're encouraged that he's still seeking recovery and he's taking it upon himself to get back into residential treatment, so we're satisfied to keep the case here.
So I'm just gonna leave it to your discretion what the appropriate time to come back is, Your Honor.
I think about a month. So March
So,
25th?
25th, I'm available.
March 25th will be the next hearing on all matters that Mr. Hill has before the court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Bobby Johnson, case number CRA 23235. Bobby Johnson.
Mr. Steyer's case, preliminary hearing.
Your Honor, I'm not shooting Mr. Johnson here today. Which is surprising. He's been pretty good about attending court. This one's been ongoing for a while. So again, I'm a little surprised he's not here. He has had some medical issues while this has been going on. I think they recall he was hospitalized, had, I think, an amputation during the time frame we've been here. So something of that nature may have happened. I would ask to continue the case for a week and attempt to get him in here before we go straight to warrant.
Mr. Hill.
Is this the old fellow?
Yeah.
So, Your Honor, this is a situation, I don't know how it's going to get better. This gentleman, when he has been in court, if the court will recall, he appears to be disabled, and I think we've been informed that he has dementia before. Am I right about that?
Yeah, there's been some hints of that, Your Honor. His son, who is, I would guess, in his 40s probably, 30s or 40s, has indicated an intention to seek a guardianship of Mr. Johnson, but as far as I'm aware, that has never actually come to fruition. He was living in this home. I don't know if he became widowed or if the other individuals who lived there left. I think it possibly got out of control. This is an open dumping case. And the house, I looked on the clerk's site, couldn't find anything about it. My understanding is that it was being seized in some way. I thought that'd be a foreclosure. I didn't find a foreclosure action. There are about 40 tax liens indicated on the clerk's website, so there may be some kind of a tax issue that's leading to the seizure of the house. My understanding is that right now he's still there, or at least as of that last time we were here, he was still there, but he was trying to get into some sort of assisted living facility, and that fell through, so he's still there. I'm not sure if he's there at the sufferance of whoever's taking the house, or if that's just being put on hold until he's out. I don't know. This is a complicated situation, and I don't know exactly what's gonna happen. His son was working on getting the place cleaned up, but I guess my understanding is they paid somebody to do some work, and the person just took the money and didn't show up. So we're kind of back at square one. So again, my preference would be to put this out for a week so I can try to track his son down, find out what's going on. I don't think I can even get a hold of Mr. Johnson himself, but I've had some good luck getting a hold of his son, and his son has been able to kind of facilitate communication.
Mr. Hill.
Your Honor, Mr. Johnson's son has been with him, I believe, every time he's been to court. He's probably the one that brings him to court. And I was of the hope that his son was going to take the bull by the horns and get the property cleaned up because his father's not physically or maybe emotionally or mentally capable. But nothing's happened, apparently. And it's really disappointing because I'm sure that there are neighbors that wonder why the heck this can't get done. I think that probably the next step is for the grand jury to look at this. And maybe, and I don't know to the extent to which the tax liens, are delinquent and all that stuff, there would be some sort of a foreclosure action or seizure because of that, but something needs to get done. And I don't think that, I just feel like I'm just spinning my wheels here with it.
So even if we continue, it's probably not going to resolve it.
I don't think it's going to, and I wish that it would. I don't want it to go to the grand jury, but I just don't see any other way. On the disorderly conduct charge, I think probably that would be worthy of just going ahead to dismiss that at this point.
You have the case number on.
That is 21 CRB 501.
21501.
Yes, and then we'll just nolly the other charge from the grand jury.
At 21501 is dismissed. 23235 is nollied to the grand jury.
State of Ohio versus William E. Smith Jr., case number CRA 23-327A and B.
This is Mr. Stiers' case, one near here. He's at Bethesda.
Okay. How you doing, Charlie?
Looks like a positive report, Your Honor.
It is. So the positive report didn't say anything about it at completion.
He's transitioning to sober living, so I think that we're going to try some foundational work there and work on getting some other things worked out.
Okay. You want to come back in a couple months and?
Yeah, I was gonna say what time frame we were looking at on this.
He's done well.
Are Mondays or Fridays better for you? Does it matter?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, 22nd, 26th, 29th are all free. Those are the dates about 2 months out in April. I don't know if one of those is better for the court at this point, if they're all basically the same still.
22nd.
22nd would be fine, Your Honor.
April 22nd will be the next hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Good job.
Good job.
Good job.
Thank you.
State of Ohio recalls William Gibson Jr., case number CRB 1078A and B, PRC 102432, A, B, and C.
Mr. Davenport's case.
Your Honor, I apologize for not being here earlier. I had this on my calendar for 1 o'clock instead of 10 o'clock.
Oh, okay. This is a pre-trial on review. There's already been a conviction or an OVI. and an assault. So there's quite a bit of work still left to be done on this.
Yes, I'm aware of that, Your Honor. When we were here last, we were dealing with the community service. We thought we had arranged for him to do community service over in West Virginia near his home at an approved facility, but for some reason that didn't work out, so he was back here Saturday. He was over here to do some community service, and he also paid on his fine. If the court would allow.
Did you see that?
Yeah. If the court would allow, we just ask that this be continued to give him time to keep doing what he needs to do.
Okay. I'll go to the end of March for his next hearing. March 29th.
March 29th?
Yes.
Thank you.
March 29th, and there'll be a pretrial review. So 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Douglas Hess, case number CRA 2473, CRB 2474. Mr. Morgan's case.
Mr. Morford's case set for preliminary hearing. Is that ODP?
Your Honor, he's doing well at OBP. He is due to complete on March the 14th, and we are still working on his aftercare. We haven't quite decided exactly what he's going to do yet.
Okay. Why don't we come back on the 22nd and see where we are at this point. And
I'm sorry?
it's my understanding he'll be in some sort of aftercare plan then.
Yes.
March 22nd, is that agreeable, Mr. Morgan?
I'm sorry, Judge, he's
Go ahead.
speaking in my ear. Can he go to work?
Sir, I have a job. I don't know, Counsel. Myself, as well as Martin, run Myra Elite Services. We have worked closely with HUD, Dream Management, Coyote Company over here, as far as reconstructing neighborhoods and services and the houses. Right now, we struggle to stay in the black. We do a lot of it, out of just helping out. But, I fell short doing my street ministry, and I fell short in the flesh trying to get out there and reach people, as well as and run home. And right now, I'm struggling to keep my payments going. I know I need to care. I needed to kickstart. I know exactly what to do. The blame game's over. There's nobody to blame but myself for putting that first drink or drug in me. I know that. I've had several years of clean time. I know
Let me just stop you, sir, and explain the way this works.
Yes, sir.
You're in the misdemeanor court charged with a felony.
Yes, sir.
And what we have agreed to do is if you will go to treatment and complete it successfully, then your case will never go to the grand jury, you'll never get indicted, you'll never go to the felony court. If you're telling me, well, I want to come up with my own program, and I don't really want to hang around here, then I'm just going to tell Mr. Hill, take it on to the grand jury, and you can go argue that in the final police court.
Now, I accept responsibility and accountability for what I've done.
That's not the issue. The issue is following the treatment plan. That's your number one concern, and being clean.
Being clean.
That's what we were kind of having an issue making a decision about aftercare, because he has a different idea of what he needs to do, but he's homeless and he doesn't have anywhere to return to when he leaves OVP, so I was trying to get him to agree to aftercare, so that's where we're at.
If you don't think you can want to do that, then I'm just going to say, Mr. Hill, this is one that needs to go to the grand jury, and you can go to the other court and make your arguments there. This is a court on felonies for people who want to get clean and want to follow the
Yes,
program. If you don't want to
Yes, sir.
follow the program,
Yes, sir, I do.
you'll argue that to another judge.
No, it's not that I don't want to follow, okay? I know my way don't work, so,
Yeah, you don't get to design your own program.
no, sir. But I am acceptable, open to treatment and all that, yes, sir. I'm just losing a lot these last 15 days. These first 15, I got it, still in hand. And I'm not completely homeless. I will be if this continues to go, which I got things and plans and set in place. I know people take care of me.
What I haven't heard from you is, Judge, I want to stay here and do the program here to get my case dismissed eventually and not get indicted by the grand jury. If those words don't come out of your mouth, then your case just needs to go to the grand jury.
You need to tell him we must stay here.
I'll stay here. I'll stay in the program.
All right. We're coming back March 22nd then.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Well, Your Honor, there's still a theft charge that's pending, and I wanted to know, I've got the video and a discovery answer in my file. I didn't know whether this was to be given to Mr. Morford or whether he had it already or whether they were ready to wrap the case up today.
Yes. I don't think we're
Okay,
ready
we
to
have sent
wrap
it
it
to
up.
him. So what we would recommend, if he were to plead guilty to the theft charge, is to delay the sentencing and let that track along with his treatment. Ultimately, our main interest is seeing him get to a better place and get through recovery. But we can't leave some of these cases out, just hanging out there.
I understand. Can you tell us today, Mr. Morford, what the plan is on the theft charge?
Do what you think's best. You're my counsel.
Did you do?
Yes, sir.
I think you need to plead guilty. That's the court sentenced you. I mean, you're given a heck of an opportunity. You didn't want to be an Ironton, number one. Number two, I would assume you'd like to live.
Yes.
Okay.
Your Honor. Go ahead.
Do you need time to discuss this with him? Or
I think we'll have a change of plea, Judge.
is that correct, Mr. Hess?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
And what plea do you wish to enter now?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Is that correct, Mr. Hess?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right. What's the state recommending on the sentence, or do you want to delay sentencing?
Well, if we were to make a recommendation now, we would want his probation to require that he finish his treatment. If the court wants to hold off on the sentencing and let him finish his treatment first, we wouldn't oppose that either. So, I don't know if that's much of an answer, but
I think that might be the prudent way to proceed, Judge.
All right. I'll delay sentencing. I'll make a note that there was a guilty plea entered today to the misdemeanor charge. So on the 22nd, it'll be for sentencing and preliminary hearing. So the main thing you need to do, Mr. Hess, is concentrate on your sobriety and recovery, get clean, and we want you to stay clean. So that's got to be number one.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
We'll see you back March 22nd.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, ready to on Thursday.
Okay, we have some hearings to do with the jail, so we're going to do those now.
State of Ohio versus Michael Davis, case number CRD 2490, A&B.
Butch.
All right, sir, are you Michael Davis? All right, Mr. Davis, it looks like this is a new charge.
It is, Your Honor. He has existing charges involving the same alleged victim that are set for Monday, the 4th. At this point, I've been appointed on those. I would ask to be appointed on these. I don't have my file with me, but I do know that they're on the 4th.
This is a violation of protection order and resisting arrest. Do you want me to read those into the record? Or
No, I'm willing to waive reading on these and ask that a not guilty plea be entered, ask that they be set at the same time, next Monday, the 4th.
All right, I'll enter a not guilty plea
The alleged victim on the violation of protection order is, I don't think she's here, but she contacted, did you contact her or did she contact you?
She called me this morning.
Okay, she called Jasmine this morning. I don't think she wanted the protection order in the first place, and there's indication from Jasmine that he was there with her permission, which I'm not admitting that he was there or wasn't there, but if he was there with her permission, I recognize that that is not a legal defense, but I think it may be something that guides the court and the prosecution and how they wish to go forward with this down the road. Jasmine asked her to be here today, and she said she didn't have a way to get here. She might try to walk down and might not, and she's not here.
What's the state's position on bond then for Mr. Davis?
Well, Your Honor, I'm looking to see if in these prior cases he'd agreed to do treatment already. And I don't know whether he had or not.
I don't recall.
But he's got a bunch of them. And so we would want a cash or surety bond of $5,000 unless he's willing to be assessed to go to treatment.
Are you willing to be assessed to go to treatment, sir?
What kind of treatment?
I would assume they mean substance abuse, but they didn't say that.
Apparently it's alcohol's the issue.
Like outpatient or something?
Well, you would be assessed, and the requirement would be that you do whatever they tell you need to do. If they say you need inpatient, you have to go to inpatient in order to get out of custody. So is that something you'd be willing to do?
I mean, I wouldn't care to do an assessment. I mean, if I could.
And you'd be willing to undertake whatever treatment is recommended in order to qualify for bond?
I mean, I'd like to get bond. I'm willing to do anything. I mean,
In that case, Your Honor, I would ask, if we're gonna have to do an assessment, I would ask for an OR bond, but keep the assessment requirement and the requirement of follow-up treatment the state suggested. I think that that's the more important issue than the question of a bond.
Mr. Davis, do you have a medical card? How do you pay for medical services?
I have a medical card, sir.
From Ohio?
Yes.
And you live in the Brown Street apartments?
No, I live out at Buffalo Apartments.
Oh. Did you used to live in Brown Street? That's the address I've got.
No, that was my dad. I mean, when I was a little kid.
Okay, it must be on your driver's license. Son. What's your current address? Do you know?
It's 6703 County Road. I don't know. It's right there in Chesapeake.
Is it Buffalo Creek? Is I think Buffalo Creek's County Road 15. If it's Buffalo.
Buffalo or Little Buffalo?
Oh, that
That's what it is.
Little Buffalo?
Okay, I don't know the number of that one.
Big Buffalo. It's County Road 15.
Okay.
I couldn't think of it.
That's the only county road I know, but I know that one.
Okay, I'm going to refer you to RRS because you live close to Chesapeake, and that's the closest facility for you to get to. So you've got, it's right in the middle of town, across from the Chesapeake Plaza. So you got to go there for an assessment. And I want you to do that right away, and then we'll come back. So, does the state have contact information for her?
Well, we do, and we've been in touch with her this morning. She couldn't get here because she doesn't have a way.
Does she not want a protection order? Or?
I don't think she wanted the protection order.
It may be that she doesn't want a protection order. And according to Jasmine, she does not. The address that the 6703 County Road 15 is also her address.
Okay.
So we have 3 charges already pending: domestic violence, and domestic violence, and now this. And, you know, whether or not the person who is alleged to be the victim each time ends up being the person who doesn't want anything done, I guess.
Well, yeah, under those circumstances, Mr. Davis, can you go to the Brown Street Apartments? With 3 pending domestic violence charges, I don't think it's a good idea for you to go around her, at least till we get back in court.
Well, me and her's been getting along.
Sir, I'm gonna caution you not to speak to that issue. You're charged right now with being around her with a protective order in place. I don't want you talking about your interactions with her on the record. I'm sorry.
Have you got a place to go to? That's my question. Can you go?
And I actually read one of the criminal complaints pertaining to the T road. It's a big ordeal.
Sir?
It says in there they're all on her, it's not true. You didn't
Sir,
read the criminal.
you're on the record right now. It would be best if you not make these statements on the record. Once you're out, or I can talk to you another way, we can have that discussion, and then I can make the statements onto the record that can't be used against you. It's better for you to not, I'm not gonna be harsh with you, it's just better for you to not speak right now, because what you say can be used against you.
Other than answer my question.
Well, correct, which is, you have not issues about how you're getting along, or issues about, anything else. Do you have another place to go?
Oh, yeah.
Where is the address for the other place to go?
I mean, I got my grandma's and stuff.
Well, where's your grandma's address? Do you know the address, or at least where it is?
He lives on Porter Gap.
Porter Gap?
Is Porter Gap fairly far away from Buffalo Creek?
I don't know where that is.
That's Ironton. Near McDonald's.
Okay, I didn't know where Porter Gap was.
And you practice in the Ironton Municipal Court too, it's hard to believe.
Yeah, I do, but I guess I've never had any Porter Gap cases.
Yeah, you will now, because.
All right, so I'm going to release you, but you're not to go back around, what was her name?
Brandy Trailer.
Brandy
I'm
Trailer.
the only source of income too. I have a job and I'm the only one that works and that's their only street.
Well, we have court on the 4th. She needs to be here that day.
Let's set it soon, so that's next week, March the 4th. You got such a history, I don't want the two of you around each other until we get back in court. And then maybe we can work some stuff out, but even though she didn't ask for an order, you keep calling the sheriff. And in my experience, the sheriff just doesn't show up unless there's a problem. So you two guys stay away from each other, come back to the court on March the 4th, a week from today, and we'll see what we can work out. She needs to be here, and you've got to be here. You know where the court is in Chesapeake, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to release you on a $2,500 signature bond with an order for you to stay away from Brandy.
And we want you to get that, we need you to get that assessment with RRS prior to the 4th.
Yeah, you got to go check in with them before then.
I'll call you on the schedule now.
Okay. Do you need a contact, or do you have his contact?
I don't know if I actually have his contact. Let me see if I can. Do you have a phone number, sir?
No.
Do you have a cell phone, Mr. Davis?
No. I'll have to use, I'll have to, get a one from another phone or something.
All right. My number's 304-523-2200. Can you ask him to write that down for you at the jail?
Can you write this number down for me?
I don't know if they can hear us or not.
I think they can.
Okay. Just get the headphones on, I wasn't sure.
It's 304
523
523
2200.
2200. Okay, 1 week from today, be in court at 10 o'clock.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Wesley Earls, case number CRB 2488 A and B, and Leonard D. Johnson Jr. is on deck.
Street Apartments.
Wesley Earls.
State of Ohio versus Wesley Earls at the Lawrence County Jail.
Okay,
All right, sir, you're Wesley Earls.
yes.
You can hear me, Mr. Earls?
If I'm really overwhelmed there, can they turn it down?
Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and appoint you a lawyer. You've got 2 charges, inducing panic and aggravated menacing. And let's see.
Yes, sir.
I'll appoint Mr. Steyer. Let's get him in here.
Who?
Mr. Steyer is gonna be your lawyer.
Okay.
Mr. Steyer, I think this is Wesley Earls. I've had him before. I think he qualifies from my prior experience to the court appointed counsel. And it looks like he might be having some sort of mental health breakdown.
Is there anyone here that
Were
has mental health services?
the neighbor was
Would-
wishing to make,
Could we maybe have Shawnee talk to him?
say again?
You can get him to, I mean, that's.
Well, that's always,
I'm not out of my mind, I was attacked and assaulted, the neighbors pushed me.
Let's do this.
I'm
I'm
gonna-
gonna let Mr. Steyer call down and talk to you.
I'll call the jailer, the jailers keep him out for a month. I'll start out and just call him.
We'll have you come back on the record after you talk to your lawyer. I'm appointing you a lawyer, Mr. Steyer. Would you like the court?
I will, thank you.
And I'll recall it after you talk with him.
I don't know what's happened.
State of Ohio versus Leonard E. Johnson Jr., case number CRB 23401, CRA 22276, CRB 17156. Michael Johnson is on deck.
Well, he's got,
All right, sir, you Leonard Johnson Jr.
this is from June of last
Yes.
year.
All right, Mr. Johnson, I'm Judge Capper. And this is your arraignment on a charge 23401, and you've got some old cases too. We'll talk about those in a minute. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. You do make statements. They can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one, to have bail, and to make the state prove this charge beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand those things?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you have any questions about your rights before we proceed further?
No, sir.
You're charged with a theft offense. It's alleged that on June 28th of 23, so it's last summer, that in Perry Township, you purposely deprived Wesley Larson of property, and that property was looks like a rod and reel, 2 rods and a reel for fishing, and that's been charged as a first-degree misdemeanor, maximum penalty, 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. They're saying the total value of this fishing equipment was about $400. So the maximum penalty for that is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand the charge?
Yeah, I thought the charges was dropped by him. I didn't know because I returned it.
Okay, I don't know about that either. Then you've got some old cases. 22276, 22278, and on those, it's alleged that you had failed to appear for a preliminary hearing December the 12th of 22, and you've had a warrant outstanding since about that time.
Yeah, I was going through a lot of stuff that time. I just had lost a couple of family members, and honest to goodness, I really did forget about it because I don't miss court. I don't like missing court one bit. I will be there. I mean, I really would. I just, I really did forget.
Well, looks like you were charged with a domestic violence on that. I think you did plead and got sentenced, but you also had a felony charge.
He was at OVP even, Your Honor.
Yeah, he went to some.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done a 30-day in-house ODP, and I'm still doing outpatient as we speak.
Yeah, you had a felony possession of cocaine charge that's still pending from then. And it looks like Mr. Smith, Tyler Smith, was your attorney. So there's been a warrant outstanding on that case. 17-156 was a theft offense. You were supposed to appear for a review hearing on that, December the 12th of 22, so as you didn't show up. And then in case number 17-550 was a traffic matter. And that's still unresolved. It was a driving on a suspended license. So you've got several files still open and pending here at the court. Tyler Smith's your attorney on one. He's been at OVP. You have any report on?
He did complete our program. It was some time ago, and I believe he was following up with outpatient. Where were you going to outpatient at?
I'm going outpatient on 20th Street in Huntington, and my doctor is.
Are you still going there?
Yes, I'm currently in there now.
Okay.
Rebecca McKinney is my counselor. Zach Smith is my doctor.
Okay.
Are you working at all now, sir? Or?
I am. I've been still doing my side jobs, detail work and mechanic work out of the garage.
I'll appoint Tyler Smith to represent you on this theft offense also. I'm going to set his bond at $1,500 cash or surety since he failed to appear before. So now you have to post a bond. You think you can post a bond?
I should be able to.
Okay, so you want to talk to a bail bondsman?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have one contact you at the jails.
Okay.
I'm going to set your next hearing. You're sure you can get out on bond?
Well, not myself, but I may be able to have my brother, I think.
All right, I'm going to set it for March the 8th, so that's a week from Friday. So continue with your treatment at OVP and let's get a report for them. March the 8th.
March 8th?
Yes, sir. A week from this coming Friday. We'll let Mr. Smith know that you'll be in court that day.
Yes, absolutely.
You should get in touch with him too. Any questions, sir?
No, sir, I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Am I finished?
Yes, sir.
State of Ohio versus Michael Johnson, case number CRA 2459, CRB 2460, TRD 24227.
Judge, this is Mr. Johnson. I can bring you up to speed what I know about the case. There was an incident at Bethesda. I've spoken to Taylor. I've gone to the jail, spoken to my client. I've spoken to Bree at OVP. He was in front of you on Tuesday. I was in Charleston at a seminar. I couldn't be here. It was set for today. As I understand it, he would qualify for OVP, but not inpatient or residential services. Is that correct?
Yeah, he said that he hasn't used substances for over a month now, so he wouldn't qualify for inpatient services. He would have to do like a sober living 3.1 level of care at this time.
I think under the circumstances, you just go to the grand jury.
Yes.
We have to make an example out of people like that. I mean, he goes to a treatment facility with the idea that he can get treatment and get a felony eventually dismissed if he's successful in recovery. Not only is he not successful, he's disruptive to all the other people that are at the facility. So somebody like that does not belong in this court. He needs to go to the grand jury.
We're happy to do that, Your Honor, and I have a question, and that is, was there a subpoena issued for the officer from South Point? Do you see it in the court's file?
Bryce Atkins, SPPD, South Point, for today, 10 a.m.
All right, so we anticipated that we might come to this today. I believe that under the circumstances, Your Honor, if we could continue the preliminary hearing, unless he wants to waive.
He does not want to waive. I
Continue the
I prefer to
preliminary
be
hearing
knowledgeable.
Friday.
Officer's not here. We're ready to go. There's no officer. I ask to be knowledgeable.
Yeah,
We can try to get the officer.
Yeah, why don't we call them and say, hey, why aren't you here? They just don't get to pick and choose when they come to court. Just have somebody yank that chain.
Recall, Judge.
I'll issue a warrant for them if you want. I've done that before with state highway patrol officers and had them brought in and show cause why they should not be held in contempt. They don't get an exemption because they got a gun on them.
I just didn't know if he'd been served or not, so I
Well, I
guess.
see that one was issued. Now, whether he served, I don't know. I haven't checked that. Case will be recalled later in the document.
Thank you, Judge.
Your Honor.
Your Honor, I understand that Mr. Steyer would like to approach the bench.
We approach before we have anything recalled.
Yes.
Phil.
Has he been there before?
I don't know. But she said she Well, I don't know, we come back Friday, guilty, but I think we don't get him talked to a few years from now, I'm not gonna have to ask, do a suggestion of competency. I can, you go ahead, Jim, go ahead, just do one if you think that's appropriate, but.
I'm just going to provide a little observation.
Right, I think we could at least take a swing and let someone talk to him. In the meantime.
How do we get that out there Friday?
Well, I think if they have to do this, they can't do that. There are two separate functions, they do this function and do that function. They won't be. Well, I don't think they can.
That's what I think.
They just have one other place to use that.
You're talking about the places
They're
inside.
not completely, they're not completely separate entities, I don't think. Oh,
Yeah.
they're like two departments.
They just have the same thing.
Okay, I didn't realize that. Then I misunderstood that. So that's why.
And communication or substance use, why, this looks like it's not about the money.
They just. But just gets background. To me, I have a train.
Yeah, we don't have, there's no family here, so they don't take him.
Maybe they're pretty much, they have like a, I don't know. Exactly, I could just run out and say, I don't think Tom or I could, you know, run serve well. I didn't want to look at necessarily.
I think that's who the jail would call him.
Right.
He was right here.
I think you can refer, it's not local, but I think it's something different.
But anyway, they're the ones that do the evaluations for comprehensive.
Yeah, it's horrible, but it's not called, I don't know what they're fashion. I don't know.
Yes, it is. Well, everybody calls it county court, it's not a county court anymore, but it was one.
So basically, we're going to say, I'm municipal. One time I turned in my bachelor's for Lawrence County, for Irons Municipal, and I wrote to Lawrence County Municipal Board. That's what it is, it's still the Lawrence County Municipal Board, Irons, and they call it a group, it's not the Lawrence County Municipal Board. It is, it's just the Iron version. But anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna make that suggestion. I don't know if we need that on screen for that or not.
Let's just, I'll put it on the docket for Friday. Just to keep track of it.
Okay, so this recall.
You're Friday.
I said, I want to make sure I put it. I'm just assuming I do.
I think they're checking on the officer.
First, I am here Friday.
All right, I'm going to set Mr. Earls for March 1st for a pretrial. And I'll set his bond at $2,500 of cash or surety.
You want me to,
It is on the record.
Okay.
State of Ohio recalls Michael Johnson in Lawrence County Jail. Case number CRA 2457, CRB 2460.
Judge, I don't think we're going to need the officer. I spoke with Mr. Heald. I was unaware that Mr. Johnson has a $2,500 cash surety bond up posted by Gary Sowards. I obviously want to keep that bond. We will waive to the grand jury, and I assume he'll be released today and told when to appear in common pleas court. It's an F5 possession.
He does have a bond, right?
I didn't know that. That's why I was insisting on the hearing, but given that, we don't want to jeopardize his bond.
All right, I'll release him on the bond, and the case is now waived.
Yes, sir. We'll waive to transfer that bond, and we'll need to send a waiver up to him at the jail to sign.
All right.
Is that okay, Michael?
Yeah.
Okay. I spoke with your wife, not about the details of the case, but yeah, we'll get you out today.
All right, case is waived to the grand jury. Waiver will need to be sent down to the jail for him to execute, and you need to stay in touch with Mr. Smith to get into common pleas when you're asked to.
Thank you, Judge.
If we do, yes, everything's knowledge. Anything that's a misdemeanor is knowledge to the grand jury, the felony's waived.
That'll work. Yes, sir.
State of Ohio versus Stacy Plummer, case number CRB 2489.
Okay, we're finished at the jail. And ma'am, you're Stacy Plummer. Bail's bringing you a copy of the charge filed against you. It's a theft offense. It alleges that on February 23rd of this year, you purposely tried to deprive Walmart of property without their consent. That's a theft offense, maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand the charge? Do you understand the charge filed against you? Were you here when I explained rights of defendants?
Yes.
You understand those?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions before you enter a plea? Okay. How do you wish to plead to this charge? You can plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest. Those are your three choices.
Not guilty.
Not guilty? You want a lawyer appointed to represent you?
Yes, please.
Do you have a job?
No, I'm raising my granddaughter when my daughter was murdered.
Okay. You have no income now?
I'm on Social Security.
Okay. I'll appoint Mr. Stratton to represent you. Not guilty plea is entered. She can sign a $1,500 OR bond.
And just your signature right here. Just an agreement that you'll do. Anytime except the week of the 11th there, Your Honor.
Okay, anytime that week's good. How
Yeah.
about then the 22nd, March 22nd?
Yes, that's fine.
March 22nd will be the next hearing. Pre-trial at 10 o'clock.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
Step outside.
State of Ohio versus Sarah Curry, case number TRD 21-1920. This was set for a sentencing hearing November 23rd of 2021. Looks like so you had a warrant outstanding for a long time.
Yes.
So did you get arrested on the warrant or you just decided to come?
I just came in. I've actually got some fines down at the mayor court down here in Chesapeake that I need to get taken care of. This was actually for a traffic violation, and he had gave me a continuance to get the fines taken care of down there. And I have the money to take care of it. I was going to go do that, but I have to get this warrant taken care of first.
Okay. Are you going to try to get a license then?
Yes. Yes, that was my next, but I had to go take care of this before I can go and do the fines and all that first.
Yeah, because they would arrest you, obviously.
Absolutely. I'm taking my chance anyways, but.
Okay, I'll withdraw the warrant. I'm going to give you another chance to take care of this.
Okay, thank you.
Is there any chance, I mean, it was continued a long time ago
Yes.
to get you a chance to do.
I'm
your
going to work
license
on
back,
that
and hadn't
immediately.
happened, right?
Yeah, what is it?
You haven't got your license back.
No, but that's why I'm here today, so I can go down there and pay those fines and get my license.
Okay, I'll continue it for a couple months then to give you a chance to get reinstated.
I appreciate
or get
that.
your license back. You probably have to test now at this point, right?
Absolutely, yes. It's been a long time.
Okay, April 26th will be your next hearing here, and it'll be a sentencing hearing.
Okay.
And, well, let me check this. These are all, I'm going to just put you back on the traffic court, because these are all non-jailable offenses.
Okay.
So it would be the second and fourth Tuesday of the month. So that's the 23rd.
23rd?
April 23rd for sentencing at 4 p.m. here at the court. So that's the traffic court.
All right.
Go back there for sentencing.
Okay, I will be here.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Withdrawn. The warrant's withdrawn.
Thank you.
Till then. If you don't show up, then it'll
I will be here, and hopefully I'll have my license
So
back.
if you don't have your license, come back, because otherwise you get a warrant. Come
Well, I'm
back
coming back.
and ask for more time if you need it. Just don't
Yeah,
blow
I
it
wrote the
off.
wrong date down last time is what happened, and then I didn't want to come in here and I didn't have anything taken care of. So that's why it took so long. Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Jesse Bramlett, case number TRC 222098, A and B.
Okay, this was set for a review hearing a year ago, March the 6th of 23, on operating a vehicle underage, operating a vehicle underage, consuming alcohol. And it's alleged you did not show for a review hearing on March 6, 2020. You admit or deny that?
I admit that, yeah.
Do you have an explanation for not appearing?
So I was in the middle of trying to get moved to Cincinnati. In the middle of that, I had got a job out there, and getting my license suspended kind of messed up everything. And then my car broke down. At this point, I was kind of crashing with friends or just kind of staying in my car. So it's just been a lot of events that have just made this very difficult. And I haven't had the money to come in and pay for anything. But after getting somewhere to stay out there, I got a job, and now I have the money to pay off the ticket, so I want to get taken care of.
Okay, so you can pay off the entire amount today?
Yes.
All right, if you do that, I'll withdraw the warrant, your case will be completed. See the clerk.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we're going to start sentencing hearings now.
State of Ohio versus Micah Ross, case number TRC 213080, A and B.
All right, Ms. Ross is Mr. Steyer's case, and she's at Bethesda.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes. Okay, it's, I would say, a good report with stuff you're still working on.
Yes.
So that's good. I bet Mom's happy about that.
Yes.
So, you got things going the right way. There's still a lot of work to be done, though.
Yeah, there is.
You understand that?
Yes, sure enough.
Okay, but I applaud what you've done so far.
Thank you.
So let's keep it going. I think you're on the right track.
I do.
And come back in another month.
That's fine.
Okay.
State's okay with that?
Yes, Your Honor.
We had
Micah
set,
for a while, and I think this is the best I've seen her do for quite a while.
Quite some time.
we had set something for the 25th of March.
What date?
25th of March, does that work? Does
Yes.
Monday or Friday matter? Okay.
March 25th will be the next hearing for sentencing, 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thanks.
Keep up the good work, keep working at it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus William Spalding, case number CRB 23512, TRD 23697. William Spalding.
Mr. Steyer is representing William Spalding.
William Spalding, case State of Ohio versus William Spalding.
Your Honor, I have no information as to Mr. Spalding's whereabouts.
And he's got 7 days to get in here for a warrant will issue.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Shannon D. Ellis, case number TRC 231630, A and B, and TRC 231530, A and B.
Approach, Your Honor.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if the probation department provided you have the scram data as well.
I do have that, yes. Okay, good reports. Good job. State have any input on this?
We're happy with the report, and let's see her go further into recovery before we ask the court to sentence this matter.
And we're fine with that, Your Honor. We'd ask that the court consider the scram bracelet. She's been successful for that. I think she's paid out about $750 for that so far.
State take any position on it?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so she's got about 6 weeks on it, I think, maybe a little bit more than 6 weeks. Looks like. Okay, I'm gonna trust you. You've shown you can go 6 weeks without any alcohol. That's been a big problem for you.
I've been sober since October 30th, Your Honor.
So I'm going to order it removed. Continue with the, other than that, let's continue with your counseling as you've been doing. You can see Mr. Major about getting the bracelet removed, and go about 6 weeks for the next hearing.
It works, Your Honor.
So that's going to be maybe 1st of April sometime. What's your schedule like?
Would the 8th work, 8th or 15th?
Yeah. April 8th will be the next hearing for sentencing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
See Mr. Major before you leave.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Willie Howard, case number TRC 21-15-13, A, B, and C.
That's in. So I don't have this
Okay, let's do the report. She's fairly new with Hometown, right?
She is. We've had her for a few weeks now.
Okay, but so far it's going well.
Yes, it's going really well so far.
Let's come back March 25th for another sentencing hearing. Doing well. Ms. Howard, keep it up. I think you're on the right track now. See you March 25th, 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus Daniel Lucas, case number TRC 23-14-14, A, B, and C.
In this case, RRS is providing treatment. Excellent report.
Your Honor, Mr. Lucas has done very well since our last court appearance, and I'm actually stepping him down to outpatient today.
Very good. Congratulations.
I think we just need to come back to date, Judge. He's doing well.
Okay. April?
I can do April, Judge. I know I do have a trial with Judge Farrell towards the end of April. I could do April 5th. I could do...
April 5th is fine.
Is that fit? Okay, perfect.
April 5th will be the next hearing for sentencing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good job, Mr. Lucas.
Thank you, sir.
State of Ohio versus Kevin E. Conrad, case number TRC 23-1105, A and B.
Mr. Stratton's case. It's already been a plea, delaying sentencing.
Yeah. Oh, we got some letters for you here,
Okay.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
All right, great.
Good report, sir.
And he's working full-time now.
Yes.
Also.
What's the state's position on this?
It looks like a pretty good report.
Yes.
So that's,
He's made a lot of progress. He's maintaining full-time employment and all his treatment requirements, and he's doing really good.
we are not opposed to delaying the sentencing further to let him get further into completion, and hopefully he'll make it there sooner than later.
Yes.
All right, he's done pretty well in his report, so why don't we go 2 months out
Okay.
before the next hearing?
Yeah.
April 26th?
Sounds good, Your Honor.
April 26th will be your next hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sir. Good job.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Haley Early, case number CRB 2480.
All right, Ms. Hurley, Ms. Hurley here for sentencing 2480. She has posted a bond. So there was a discussion with ODP, so where's that, what's the status of that now?
Yes, Your Honor, she has been accepted into OVP inpatient. However, she says that she isn't willing to report until tomorrow because she's moving her house, I believe, and wants to see her kids.
And you will report tomorrow
Yes.
at the Burlington location, all right?
Yes.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to continue this until Friday, which is March 1st. If you're at OVP, you don't have to be here. Mr. Mint will report that to me. And I don't want to lose track of it, so I'll set it for a sentencing hearing on March the 1st. I thought a lot about you over the last week, and what concerns me is, I mean, you're so young. You've got 3 kids, right? 5, 3, and 1?
2.
2. This is really important. Because it's not just your life. I mean, your life is important, and if those kids weren't involved, I'd still want to see you get treatment, and get into recovery, and do well. But this just multiplies it. I mean, we're talking about 4 people. I mean, and your kids, they could be around, they could be around the turn of the next century. We're talking about impact on them till, 2100 is possible. So we got to get this right. And we know from evidence that if you keep using, it's going to have an impact on them. It really is. So I hope that motivates you. You got to do it for yourself, but you need to do it for your kids too.
Right.
So get there tomorrow. I want to get a report on that you are there Friday, and then we'll plan out. So I'm just going to delay your sentencing because my main goal is to get you clean for your benefit and your kids' benefit. And so it's your great grandmother I talked to, or your grandmother?
My group.
Your grandmother. She's the great grandmother of these kids. She wants to see you get clean. You know that, right? I mean, she cares about you. She wants to see you do good. So you got an opportunity now to make it happen. Let's make it happen. All right. Next hearing is March the 1st. Hopefully you won't be here because you'll be at the treatment facility getting treatment.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck.
State of Ohio versus Christina M. Nunez, case number CRB 23636.
Okay, this is set for sentencing. And you've been at OBP too, right?
I just go to outpatient.
We need Brianna back in here. You were going to Proctorville?
Correct.
Outpatient. Are you still there?
Yeah, I have an appointment on the 4th.
I didn't hear what you said.
I have an appointment on the 4th.
Okay. This is Christina Nunez, and she's doing outpatient at Proctorville. Do you have any information on her?
As far as I knew, she was just going to continue with counseling because she didn't necessarily qualify for drug and alcohol counseling, but she was just going to continue there on her own accord.
Okay. How's the state want to proceed with this? She entered a no contest plea with treatment and just been monitoring on sentencing since then. So I have had a report from OVP. Do you have any input from the complaining party? There is a impact statement in the file I have not read.
When we've spoken with her last, she indicated that she doesn't want Ms. Nunez to go to jail, and she really didn't want to give any specific input. But if we would like to hear something from OVP to see what Ms. Nunez is, what they feel as far as going forward, what kind of treatment she may need, or if she's.
I think she's just doing.
She did not qualify for drug and alcohol counseling, but she chose to continue the counseling herself because she felt like it would help her, but she did not qualify as far as needing treatment in outpatient.
Well, we're not opposed to, if the court sentenced today, that she would have a suspended jail sentence, and I don't know what to do about the remaining counseling, if there is this continued need or not.
All right. Ms. Nunez, anything you want to say?
Not really.
looking at the affidavit as to the basis for the charge. Pretty serious threats. So I hope that's, I hope that was a moment of unadvised emotion, because those, nowadays you can't make those threats. I mean, it happens too often that people threaten violence and carry through with it. So it scares everybody. And I think that's the whole purpose, is to make that threat. Okay, well, we put you through the ringer a little bit on this, so hopefully you'll think twice the next time before you say some of those things that it's alleged here. I'm going to impose a $150 fine and court costs, 30 days in jail, which I'll suspend on the condition we have no further incidents like this. I won't require you, it's up to you if you want, if you think they're helping you and you want to go to counseling, fine, I'm not going to require it. I'll order that you stay away from Jerry Reynolds.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
See Mr. Major before you leave and I'll make it 2 years of level 5 probation. Our review hearing will be set for August 26th. Just to make sure you pay your fine and court costs.
I'm gonna do that right now.
You pay it before then, you don't have to come back unless there's a problem.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We'll also ask for
you
no
need-
contact order too, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
No contact order.
Yes, I'll order her to stay away, and we'll make it a no contact. And see Mr. Major before you leave too about your probation.
State of Ohio versus Ben Smith, case number CRB 23662.
Okay. All right, this is set for review hearing today, and he didn't get on the review docket for some reason, but it's here now. Is that Bethesda?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sounds like making some progress.
John.
Okay, that's good, that's what we want, progress. And he's, I take it outpatient?
He's inpatient.
No, I'm
He's
inpatient.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I see that in the entry. All right, we'll come back. March 25th,
Thank you, Your Honor.
9 o'clock, March 25th.
My goodness.
Thank you.
State of Ohio recalls Jonathan Harr, case number CRB 16926.
Mr. Crippleton's going to get him, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, brought Mr. Harback out. He's been in holding cell since this morning. Where are you living now, Mr. Hart?
Garrison, Your Honor.
Where's that?
Lewis County,
How far away? How long did it take you to drive?
47 minutes,
How long?
47 minutes away.
Okay. Is that toward South Shore or where?
It's down past South Shore.
Well, you can do community service in your home area. You gotta get this done. This is an old case. So, the only thing that I can do, if you don't do it, is put you in jail. You don't wanna go to jail over this, do you?
Definitely not, no.
Well, I don't want you to go to jail either, because have you ever been to Lawrence County Jail?
Yes, sir.
It's a pretty terrible place.
Definitely not a good place.
I mean, it's old, it stinks, it's dank, people are sleeping on the floor, on mats. I mean, if it was me, I don't know, I'd crawl someplace to do community service to avoid going to jail, but that's the only option I've got, if you don't do it. And this has been going on for quite a while, so this has got to get done, okay? I'll give you another month. Show me that you're gonna do something. If you want to do community service in your home area at a legitimate charity that has letterhead, get me the paperwork and then showing you've done some hours. You have 42 hours still left. You
Your
got
Honor.
fines to pay.
Your Honor,
Yes,
could he do that like the animal shelter possibly?
that would be great.
Okay.
I will talk to him about it.
All right, Mr. Cooper, we'll get that lined up with you. Are you working? Okay, March 29th will be your next hearing, so it's a little more than a month. So March 29th, 9 o'clock, you can be released.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Court's adjourned.
Oh, I've got arthritis. It's from writing.
Yes, it is.
And so I'm going to get a computer that I can type, it doesn't hurt. But I can't, I won't be able to do this for 5 to 6 more years at this rate.
But this one's better. I'm not gonna have it all. Oh, I tell you, it's hurt so bad.
Yeah, it's, I do a lot of writing here.
Yes, you do.